Okay, let's dive right into reviewing Nicola Joanne's website. Now, let me just firstly say that I think you've done a really good job getting it to where it is now. And I'll just run through a few points of the things that I really love about your website. First of all, your gorgeous photo, absolutely beautiful. You've got easy to follow navigation, so you've got your drop down menus and links to the most important pages on your website. Your website is simple. You've got grey or dark grey and black on white background, which is also makes it easy to read. You've got links to social media profiles. You've got testimonials on your website, which is really important. You also have a blog and frequently asked questions. And on your About Us page, you've got your qualifications down the bottom here. So that's all really, really good. And the final thing that I thought was really good is that you have a .com.au domain name. That way people will know that you are located in Australia. Now, things that I would recommend for you to improve, let's just run through them in order of how your pages are placed. So the very first one is your home page. I would actually recommend that you model your home page on Grace's page. And let me just show you a few things that I wanted to point out. As you can see, Grace's gorgeous photo appears at the top of the website, and it's a large image. And I think you should include that too, because it allows people to connect to you. Alternatively, if you can do a video, that would be a great thing as well. The other things that Grace does really well on her website, she has trust icons, which are down here. She has her tagline at the bottom of the page. Her navigation is simple, and she's also got the social media icons, which you also have. And then as you scroll down, you have a little bit of information about Grace, so you could talk about your business or yourself. And finally, she has a lot of links to and calls to action to lead people to other places on her website, depending on what program they're interested in. So I would recommend for you to do something similar with your homepage. When I was looking at your tagline here, helping, assisting, and guiding you to make positive changes in your life, that doesn't really jump at the person. So that's why I'm thinking if you had a large image of yourself and have that as your tagline on top of it, that would be better. It gets a little bit lost. The writing is quite small. The other thing that I wanted to suggest is you've got helping, assisting. I would probably lose one of the two. Either have helping and guiding you or assisting and guiding you, just to simplify things. Your logo is a little bit hard to read. The green down the bottom here. The grey is okay, but the green is a little bit difficult to read depending on the monitor that you've got and the settings that you've got on yours. Now, when you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you've got a subscribe form, which is really good to have. But unfortunately, these days, not many people will subscribe to newsletters. So I would recommend, instead of just having that at the bottom of the page, that you actually include it higher up on the page and offer something in return. Perhaps give away a free downloadable, or maybe have a quiz or competition, or offer a discount for your services if people subscribe. Or something like that. You can also include it as a pop-up, which comes up maybe after 10 or 12 seconds after people have been on your website, or as an exit pop-up, so when somebody's about to leave your website. Trust icons, which I showed you on what they look like on Grace's website. Let me just scroll back. So these are all her trust icons. The fact that Grace has been featured in so many different media outlets. If you haven't been featured in media outlets, perhaps you can include your qualifications. So the qualifications that you have on your About Us page down here, I would make them maybe a little bit smaller and include them on the home page. Other things that you might want to do is if you have case studies of people you have helped, you may want to include those, just maybe a brief description on the home page, and just lead people to more details about that particular case study or case studies. I would also include pain points from your services page on the home page. So when I click on your services page, you have things that people might want to change, and I would recommend that you include that. And when you're talking on your website, talk to the person as if you were having coffee with them. Don't say things like some people want to change. Just say, are you wanting to change? Your attitude to food, your weight, your job, health, financial situation, etc. You want to grab people's attention, and bullet points are a really good way of doing it. So I would include this part on the home page. I would also include a brief description of all the services that you offer on the home page. So everything that you've got down here, I would just do a brief description and then lead your visitors into individual pages for each service that you offer. It just makes it a little bit cleaner and easier to navigate, and people don't have to scroll all the way down to find out exactly what they want. I would recommend that on your homepage and on your additional pages that your headlines are a little bit more attention grabbing. So maybe in a different color that complements what you've got, maybe the darker green, but also have more. These headings here are too small, so maybe make them a little bit larger as well. Now, there are almost no calls to action on your homepage, or in fact on any of the pages. I can see that you've got a contact me, and that's good, but it's not really going to grab anybody's attention. So if you can create buttons or something a little bit more prominent, that would be ideal. Now, when I click through to not so much your About Us page, I can read the heading here, but when you go to the services page and scroll down, this is really difficult to read. So I would recommend that you make that a darker green. The next page that I was looking at are your workshop and training. It's awesome that you have that page, but this page is really outdated. So I would recommend listing your latest workshops, and if you're not planning to run workshops and training, delete that page or hide it for the time being. And the same goes for your blog. Your blog is very outdated. It goes back to 2015, so it doesn't give you a lot of credibility as a person who's still in business. Your contact page, it's good that you've got your phone number and your email address. I would also links to your social media profiles. Can you also include your street address? I'm not sure how you conduct your sessions with clients, whether it's via Skype or whether they come and see you in person, but from your website, I have no idea where you're located other than from your domain name, which tells me that you're in Australia, but I don't know what state you're in. And if I want to hire you, how do we actually communicate? Is it done via email? Is it done via Skype? Or, as I said, one-on-one consultation? So if you can put your street address so that people know at least which state you are located, that would be great. Next thing, okay, so as I mentioned earlier, the services page, you've got them in the drop down menu, which is great, so people can see all the different services that you offer. But then rather than having them all on one page, I would separate them. and again include the pricing of your services and how they are conducted, and also something else. And give people the ability to book you straight away. So have call to action below each service. Now, I would recommend that you also include a booking calendar so that people can book you straight away. A resources and links page just to give you a little bit more credibility. And if you have been featured in the media, I would recommend that you include any media articles. It doesn't have to be in newspapers or magazines, but perhaps on other websites if you've been quoted on other websites or by other people. Again, that adds credibility to your website. So I think that's pretty much all that I can offer you at this stage. As I said, your website is a great start, and I think just with a few tweaks you can go a long way. Thanks, Nicola.